Okay, good morning to everyone. So today also 3-4 examples we'll discuss. So today we'll take most of the examples, ellipse, how to draw ellipse in different combination of solids. So the first example which I have taken today, it is a sphere of diameter 40 millimeter centrally placed on the flat face of a hemisphere of diameter 60 millimeter. Draw the isometric projection of the combination. So you're all familiar with this. Sphere is nothing but it's like a ball. You can remember a ball. Okay. And hemisphere means if a ball or the sphere exactly cut at the center. So exactly the two equal parts you are the dividing, then so it becomes hemisphere. So all of you understood this. When a sphere will become hemisphere in the sense if the sphere is exactly cut at the center and you are making it two equal the parts, then both the equal parts are called as the hemisphere. So hemisphere will look like a cup like this. So what exactly he has given? Hemisphere is there. Above the hemisphere, the flat surface of the hemisphere, your sphere is placed. Yes. So for this, let me draw the top view and front view. So first draw XY line below that. The hemisphere diameter he has given. What is the hemisphere diameter? 60 millimeter. The hemisphere cut section, half section. Even if you see from the top, it look like a circle only, even hemisphere. Okay. So then, so you can draw a circle of radius 30 millimeter outer circle. So your hemisphere look like a circle in the top view. And coming to the your sphere also, so when you see from the top, it look like a circle only. Sphere in whichever the angle, if you see that, it look like a circle only. Then with the same center, you take 20 millimeter as the radius and draw one more circle. So this completes your top view. And then coming to the front view, you extend this vertical projectors outer the circle like this, and height how much you have to take here. So the sphere diameter is how much? 60 millimeter, correct? Half of that, that is the axis height from the center. How much it is? Half of that means it is 30 millimeter. You take 30 millimeter height here. You extend this line also. This is the center line. You take 30 millimeter height and draw horizontal line from this as the center. 30 millimeter as the radius. You draw the semicircle. So your the sphere in the front view, it look like a like this. The semicircle with the horizontal line. You can see. And coming to the sphere which is placed above this, so sphere, as you know, whichever the angle, if you see that, it look like a circle only. So after that, from the same center, you take radius of the sphere, that is 20 millimeter. That is 20 millimeter, and the vertical line you draw from this as the center. Now 20 millimeter the radius, you draw the circle. So like this, you can draw the front view as well as the top view. So once the front view and top view is completed, first let me draw the isometric projection of the hemisphere first. Above that, I will be placing the sphere. So before starting this, you enclose this outer circle within the box. Okay. So after this, so as usual, you draw the horizontal projector line. You take any one of the point here, draw 30-degree line on either side. You know this. So after this, you take the box. It's a square box. Okay. You take any one of this side dimension and convert that into isometric scale. Cut on either side of your 30-degree line. After cutting this from these 2 points, you can draw 30-degree line in this direction and 30-degree line in this direction, so that wherever these two intersection point meets, so you call this as the one more corner. So the outer box you have drawn the isometric projection. Now you know how to draw the ellipse within this box. A 4 center method, you know. So how to do this? From this corner you draw a line exactly to the midpoint of this, and from here you draw a line to the exactly midpoint of this end. Similarly, from this corner, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. From this point, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. Okay. So after this, so you'll get 4 point 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the center. Either this or this as the radius. You draw an arc like this. After this, from this as the center, either this or this as the radius. From here, you draw an arc like this. Next, from this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc. Now from this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc like this. So the ellipse is ready. That is, the top face of your the hemisphere look like a ellipse. Okay, so all of you understood till here. Now let me show you how to draw the hemisphere. Now after completion of this, so you find out the center of this square by drawing the diagonals. So this is the center. I'll call the center as the O for my reference I have taken just to explain you. And then now you take this as the O as the center, either OP or OQ as the radius with the help of your compass. So you can place your the pointer of your compass here and the pencil either here or here you can take O as the center. Once again I'll repeat it, OP or OQ as the radius from this. That is the end point of your the major axis of your ellipse. This or this point as the radius. You draw a semicircle like this. Once again I'll repeat this. To draw the hemisphere isometric position after drawing the ellipse, from the center as the center, that is O, either OP or OQ as the radius, you draw a semicircle. If you do this, this completes the isometric projection of your hemisphere. Hemisphere will look like a bowl in the isometric projection. Now above this, I need to place the sphere. Placing a sphere, it is very easy. What you have to do? From the same center O, you draw a vertical line. You draw a vertical which is equal to isometric radius of the hemisphere. Once again, I'll repeat it. You draw a vertical line from O. That vertical line should be equal to the isometric radius of your hemisphere. That is height of your height of your sphere. So you take this next slide. I'll show it. So from here to here, somewhere else you may get here. This is the center. So from this as the center, now observe the cursor. From the center, you take isometric radius as the length and cut it here. You may get the center somewhere here. Now, actual radius of the sphere. Because once again, I'll repeat this every time. Only for the sphere, you have to take the actual dimension in the isometric position. Rest of the all the dimension you have to take isometric length only. So after getting this the height, now this as the center, actual radius of the your sphere you take and draw the circle. Draw the circle like this. So if you do this, this completes your the combination of the your solid wherein the hemisphere above that the sphere is placed exactly at the center. If you remove these construction lines, everything, the visible edges exactly will look like, because this you cannot see this, okay, because already the sphere is there here. So you can see. So this how your this the combination of this particular case where the hemisphere about that the sphere is placed look like this at the end. That's all. Okay. So the next step, the example which I will going to take here. Let me take one more example. The same. So the bottom solid same I have taken, that is hemisphere. In this above that the cylinder is placed. That is the only change. Instead of a sphere, I have taken the cylinder which is placed in that. So sphere above that cylinder is placed like this. So what is the question is given here? So hemisphere of diameter is given here. Hemisphere diameter is given here. That is 60 millimeter diameter. Placed on the ground on its curved surface as clearly mentioned. A cylinder of base 40 millimeter diameter and height 60 millimeter is placed centrally on it as given. So for this combination, let me draw the top view first. The sphere will look like a circle in the top view. So you take any of the point, draw a circle of radius 30 millimeters, so the diameter of the circle is going to get 60 millimeter. So this is what you have to do. The same center, the cylinder, when it is seen from the top, it looks like a circle only. Correct? So what is the diameter of the cylinder? 40 millimeter. So if the same center, you take 20 millimeters the radius, draw one more circle. That is two. It look like a two circles. The combination of solids in this particular case, in the top view, it look like a two circles, the concentric circles, where the center for both the circles, it is same. Now, how to draw the front view? So you draw the vertical projector from here like this, and then from here, so here it is shifted. Don't do like this. From this XY line, you take the radius of your hemisphere. The diameter is 60, means radius 30. You take 30 from here and draw an horizontal line. From the center also you extend this line. From this point, you take the radius 30 and draw the semicircle like this, which touches XY line. Here it is not touching, just you make a note of it. Okay, then so you can see it look like a half of a circle with a horizontal line, the hemisphere. Next, so you extend this the circle, the vertical projector also, that is a cylinder. So what is the height of the cylinder? That it is given 60 millimeter. You take 60 millimeter from your height, draw the horizontal projector line and extend it like this. The cylinder, when it is seen from the front side, it look like a rectangle. So this is how you have to complete the front view and top view. Now before starting, you enclose these two circles in a box, which I have not done here. Okay, you can enclose these two circles in a box. First, as usual, let me draw the isometric projection for the base solid always. Which is the base solid here? Here the base solid is your hemisphere. Just now in the previous example also you have done the same thing. So draw the horizontal line, take any one point, draw the 30-degree line on either side. After that, the outer square, whatever you have drawn here, you take the dimension, it is exactly a square. Convert any one of the side dimension you take, convert that into isometric scale, and then from this as the center, you cut on either side of your 30-degree line. After this, from this point you draw 30-degree line, from this point you draw 30-degree line, you will going to get another point. So the outer box isometric projection is ready. Now you have to draw the ellipse within this. How to do this? From this corner, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this line. Same point, you can draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. From this point, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. Similarly, from the same point, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. So after doing this, how many points you are getting? 1, 2, 3, 4 points you are getting. We are using 4 center method to draw the ellipse, right? Now this is the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc like this. Similarly, from this as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc like this. Next, with this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc like this. So lastly, so this intersection as the center, either this or this as radius, you draw an arc like this. So your ellipse is ready. Okay. So the flat surface of the ellipse, the hemisphere, it look like a ellipse. So that we have drawn. How to draw the hemisphere? Just now in the previous example we have discussed. Once again, I'll repeat it. So here same thing. You draw the diagonal to find out the center of the your ellipse. After this, you call the center as the O. For my reference I have taken, and on either side of your the ellipse end point, it is a major the axis end point, I have called it the PQ. Now O as the center, either OP or OQ as the radius, you draw the semicircle like this, half of a circle, like with the help of your compass. Then so this is your the hemisphere, the isometric position which is ready. Above this, what we need to do? Above this, we need to construct the cylinder exactly at this center. So for this, what exactly the construction work we have to do it? So in your center, we know here, this is the center. So next, let me explain the next the slide. After getting this center, You draw a parallel line to the outer box like this, or 30-degree line, whichever the way you can understand. So from this center point, you draw 30-degree line on the four sides. If you draw 30-degree line, means automatically this line is parallel to these two the edges, and this 30-degree line, whatever you are drawing, it is parallel to this and this edge. Okay, from this center you draw the 30-degree line in all the four direction, because exactly at the center one more square I have to construct, which is the base of your cylinder. Okay, now after doing this, okay, from this center, and also you have enclosed the inner circle also within a box, right? You take that box dimension, it's a square box, correct? It's a square box. Half of that you take, convert that into isometric scale, you cut on all the four sides of 30-degree line. Okay, so I'll repeat it. You take the half of the size of the box which you have enclosed the inner circle, that is cylinder circle, and take the half of that the dimension, convert that into isometric scale, and then cut it on all the four 30-degree line. Once you get this point, now with this 30-degree line point, you draw the 30-degree line once again, or parallel to this. From this point, you draw a parallel line to this, or 30-degree line once again in this direction. From here, you draw a parallel line to this, or 30-degree line once again. From here, you draw a parallel line to this, or 30-degree line here. From this point, you draw a parallel line to either this, or 30-degree line here. So you will going to get one more this square here. So this is the square for your cylinder. Now use the same method to construct the ellipse within the square. Four center method as usual. So you take this as the center, you draw the line exactly at the center of this side. Same center, you draw a line exactly the center of this side, and from this point you draw a line exactly at the center of this side. From the same point you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. The 4 points you will going to get this as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc. This as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw in one more arc. From this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc like this. Now from this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc. So ellipse you have completed. That means this ellipse is the bottom, the base of your cylinder. That is exactly kept on your the center of your hemisphere. So all of you understood this. So if you understood this, next step, so one more ellipse you have to construct above this with the height that you have to take. How to do that? Let me explain in the next slide. After this, what you have to do? So from all the four corners of your outer square base of your cylinder, you draw the vertical projector. This is one corner. No, draw vertical projector from here. Draw vertical projector from here. This one. Draw vertical projector from here, and draw vertical projector from here. That height should be equal to the height of your cylinder. That is 60 millimeter height is given. Convert that into isometric scale and take that height from all the four corners. So wherever it cuts, all the 4 points you'll be getting here, you join it. Join it like this. So you're going to get one more square over there. After getting one more square here, in the same way, in the similar way, how you have constructed the ellipse here, you construct here. Once you get this square, upper square, from here you draw the line exactly at the midpoint. From here you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. Similarly, from here you draw a line exactly at the midpoint. From here you draw a line exactly at the midpoint. Okay. After this, 4 point you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. This as the center, this or this as radius, you cut an arc. This as the center, either this or this as radius, you cut one more arc. From this intersection as the center, this or this as the radius, you cut an arc. From this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you cut one more arc. So this completes your the top face of your cylinder. So after doing this, so what you have to do is you have to draw a tangent from the upper ellipse to the lower ellipse. This is the base of the cylinder. This is the face of the cylinder. Or else you join the end point of your ellipse, top face ellipse to the bottom, the base ellipse like this. You draw a line. I draw a tangent to these ellipse from top to bottom, the major axis end of your the ellipse like this. So if you do this, this completes your the combination of the this particular case where hemisphere above that centrally a cylinder is placed like this. At the end, after completion of this, so this is your cylinder, this portion is your cylinder, and this is your hemisphere. So after this, so what all the construction line, any other hidden edges, everything you need to erase it at the end, and after doing it, so you're going to get like this. You can see hemisphere, above that a cylinder, the base half you can see that this particular half you cannot see, so that's what it is erased. Okay, and the top face of the your cylinder you can see. So this how your the hemisphere above that cylinder which is placed look like once you complete the drawing. So till you complete the both the combination of solids, let it be all the lines are light lines only. At the end only you make it thick so that all other lines you can erase it easily. Okay. So this completes this particular example. So your 3 ellipses you have constructed for this combination, right? So next question, let me take. So here also 3 ellipses we need to, 2 ellipses we need to consider. So what is the question is given a sphere. A sphere is very easy. Whenever the sphere comes in the combination solid, you should think of only the bottom solid. Once you complete the bottom solid, from the center you have to take the vertical axis line. In that the radius isometric scale you have to take, from that as the center you have to draw the circle. So sphere, the isometric position is very easy. So what is given here, a sphere of diameter 50 millimeter is there. It is placed above the frustum of a cone of base diameter 60 millimeter, top diameter 40 millimeter, and height 65 millimeter. So I hope I have given this information. A frustum of a cone is nothing but a cone, you know, all of you know cone. Okay, or ice cream cone also you can take example. So when a cone becomes a frustum of a cone, in the sense, for example, a cone is there with you. A cone is cut at any point. A cone is cut at any point. The cutting plane should be perpendicular to the axis of the cone. After cutting it, the top portion you are removing it and bottom portion you are retaining it. Then it is called as the frustum of a cone. Then it is called as the frustum of a cone. So for the frustum of a cone, you will have a base diameter which is different and the top diameter is different. Okay, so this is regarding your frustum of a cone. So in this particular example, what exactly it is given, a frustum of a cone is there. Above that, this sphere is placed. That's all. Okay, the frustum of a cone, when you see from the top, it look like 2 circles. The 2 concentric circle you can see. So that's why the frustum of a cone, the diameter base is 60 millimeter. You draw 30 millimeter circle radius. So that is the base diameter of your the frustum of a cone. What is the top diameter? 40. Correct? So then you take 20 millimeter radius and draw one more circle. So this circle is nothing but the top circle of your the frustum of a cone. And then above that sphere is placed. What about the sphere? The sphere will look like a circle only, in whichever the angle you can see. So when you see from the top, the sphere look like a circle. What is the radius of the circle? 25. From the same center, you draw 25 millimeter radius circle. Why the this inner circle is shown as a hidden edges, a dotted edge? Because sphere is placed above that. The top circle we cannot see in the top view, the frustum of a cone. That's why it is shown in the hidden edges. The 3 concentric circles you have to construct in the top view. Okay, 30 millimeter is the base of your frustum of a cone. 20 millimeter is nothing but top face of your frustum of a cone, and 25 millimeter radius circle is nothing but that is your the sphere circle. And coming to the your front view, the front view of your the frustum of a cone will look like a trapezium. So how to draw that? you draw a vertical projector from the outer circle like this. So exactly, so here it is taken up. Exactly, you take it on the XY line only. Okay, draw a line, and then what is the height of your Fresnel of a cone? 65. You take 65 millimeter, draw on horizontal line, extend this center, as well as this inner circle, extend it till here. Wherever it cuts this horizontal line, you draw it. Okay, this is your frustum of a cone. Okay, above that the sphere will look like a circle in this case also. From the center here, you take the radius. From this as the center, radius is 25, the sphere, correct? So this end as the center, you draw the circle, because the sphere will look like a circle in the top view, in the front view also. So this completes your the front view as well as the top view. The base solid is your frustum of a cone, and the top solid is a sphere. Let me draw the isometric position of the base, that is frustum of a cone first. So as usual, I'll take horizontal line like this. Any point I'll be taking and draw 30-degree line on either side like this, and then where you enclose the outer the circle, the box. You take any one of the side of the box dimension, convert that into isometric scale, cut it on either side of the 30-degree line. From this point you draw 30-degree line in this direction. From this point you draw 30-degree line in this direction, and then you will going to get one more point. So this is the square outer box isometric projection, and then you know how to draw the ellipse within this. The 4 center method you have to use. From this point as the center, you draw a line to the midpoint of this side. Say similarly, from this point you draw a line to the exactly midpoint of this. From this point you draw a line to the midpoint of this side. From the same point you draw a line to the midpoint of this side. Now the 4 points will be getting 1, 2, 3, and 4. From this point, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc. From this point, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc. From this intersection point, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc. From this point, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc. So the base of the frustum of a cone is ready. Okay, it look like a ellipse. Now one more ellipse. Above this I need to construct which is having a different diameter. The base of the frustum of a cone is having 60 millimeter. Top diameter is having 40 millimeter. Correct? So now after this, after construction this ellipse, in the next step, let me show you here. So this is the bottom ellipse that you have completed. So now, so from the center, you draw the diagonals of this base. This is your center. From this center, you take the height of your frustum of a cone. The frustum of a cone height is given around 65 millimeter, I think. From this center, you take isometric the height, that is 65 millimeter, and cut it on this vertical line. So here I have got the 65 millimeter line. I will mark it here. After marking here, you draw 30-degree line on all the 4 sides. Like this, draw one 30-degree line like this. Passing through the center, you draw the 30-degree line. So many cases we have done this, you know this. And now, so before starting it, you enclose the inner circle, that is the dotted line circle also within the box. You measure the any one side of the box. So you take half of that box distance. Okay, convert that into isometric projection. From this center, you cut all the 4 sides with that dimension. Yes. After cutting this, you draw a 30-degree line from this point or parallel line to this, and from this point you draw a 30-degree line in this direction or parallel line to this. From this point you draw 30-degree line in this direction or parallel line to this. From this point you draw 30-degree line or parallel line to this. So if you do this, so you will going to get the one more smaller square here. So this square is within the square, I need to draw the one more ellipse which is having the top face of your frustum of a cone, which is having the 30 millimeter diameter, correct? 30 or okay. So now after this, using 4 center method, you have to construct the ellipse here. So from this corner, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. Same point, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. From this corner, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this. With the same point, you draw a line exactly at the midpoint of this side. After this, how many points will get? 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4 points will be getting it. With this 4 point, you have to draw the arc. From this as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw an arc. From this as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc. From this intersection as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc like this. From this as the center, either this or this as the radius, you draw one more arc like this. So your ellipse is ready. The top face of your frustum of a cone is ready. Now, as you have done in the previous case, how we have joined the two ellipses for the cylinders, the same way, what you have to do after doing this, draw a tangent from the top ellipse to the bottom ellipse end point like this. If you do, once again I'll repeat it, draw a line or tangent to the top face of the ellipse point to this bottom point of the ellipse point like this. So if you do this, so this completes your the isometric position of the frustum of a cone of the base 60 millimeter and the top 30 millimeter and axis height 65 millimeter. Above this, we need to place the sphere. If you complete this, almost 95% of work is over. Only the 5% how to place the circle above this, because sphere in whichever the direction if you see, it look like a circle only. Now after this, from the center, identify the center. So already the center is here. Draw a vertical line. On this vertical line, you take the radius, isometric radius of the sphere. Isometric radius of the sphere, you cut it. Somewhere next slide, let me show you. From the center, you cut the draw a line, vertical line, and that you take isometric length of the radius of the sphere. So you may get somewhere else here. Now from this as the center, actual radius as the radius. So you draw the circle from the center, because sphere we have to take the actual dimension only, not the isometric length. Draw it. So if you do this, this completes your isometric position of the frustum of a cone. Above that, a sphere is placed. At the end, all the construction, including box, everything visible in the hidden edges, everything you can erase it at the end. So at the end, you can see it like this, wherein I have removed all the construction line, including your box, center line, everything I have removed. Only thing is I have retained the visible edges. Here the base, the half of your ellipse that I cannot see, and here also because the ball is here, this particular portion I cannot see, that I have removed it. Okay, so this how we have to complete the asymmetric equation for the frustum of a cone. Above that, the sphere is placed. Okay, so after this, the last example we'll discuss for today class. So that for 12th one we are discussing. Next Wednesday class I will be completing this isometric projection. 4 more we'll keep it for the next class. So in this case, so here also one case where, so already we have drawn this separately, as well as in the first and second class we have done this. Okay, square slab and rectangular slab, we have done this. You are familiar with this. Let me take up one more example here. The frustum of a square pyramid of base 40 millimeter, top face side 20 millimeter, and height 60 millimeter rests on a center of the top of a square block. Square block of side 60 millimeter. A square slab or square block, one and the same. It's a square prism only, where the height is very less. We can call it as a block or the slab. A side 60 millimeter and height 20 millimeter. The base edges of the pyramids are parallel to the top edges of the square block. Correct. So in this case, So coming to the top view of this, you construct this square because your square slab of 60 millimeter and height 20 millimeter look like a square in the top view, correct? Square of 60 millimeter. That is what I have written here. You draw a square of 60 millimeter. Your square slab block will look like a square in the top view, correct? And then above that, the frustum of a square prism is placed. So you know this square pyramid, you know, yes. So square pyramid, when the square pyramid is cut in such a way, in between the vertex or the base, square pyramid is cut in such a way that the cutting plane should be perpendicular to the axis. After cutting a plane, the top portion we are removing it and we are retaining the bottom portion. The retained bottom portion is called as the frustum of a square pyramid, wherein the base, the square will be a different the dimension and the top square will be a different dimension. This is your square pyramid. Similarly, the frustum of a cone we have discussed, it is the frustum of a square pyramid. So in this case, the square pyramid, the frustum of a square pyramid, it has got 40 millimeter base side and 20 millimeter top side. The base 40 millimeter square look like a square only, and top 20 millimeter the square also look like a square only in the top. So how to draw the concentric squares here? You draw the diagonals and find out the center. Already we have done with 2-3 examples. Draw the horizontal projector line and vertical projector line. Okay. Now how to draw the 40 millimeter square within this? From the center, 40 half means 20. You take 20 here and 20 vertical like this, 20 right side and 20 left side. After doing this, you draw vertical line from that point on both the sides, and from here you draw horizontal line. From this point you draw horizontal line. So whatever the square, so inside you will going to get, this is the square of 40 millimeter. Similarly, with the same center, on this, so already you have horizontal and vertical line from the center. So what is the top side of your square pyramid dimension? 20 millimeter. Half of that means 10. You take 10 millimeter upside, downward, 10 millimeter right and left like this. After marking it, you draw the vertical line from this point and this point. Draw the horizontal line from this point and this point. Whatever the inner square you are getting after drawing this vertical and horizontal line, you will going to get a smaller square, that is 20 millimeter this side. After that, so those slant edges will look like a slant lines. So you need to join this corner to corner for your frustum of a square pyramid. So this completes your the top view. How to draw the front view? The square slab look like a rectangle in the front view. So outer rectangle you draw a vertical projector and take the height of the square slab 20 millimeter, the horizontal line, extend this line, you will going to get a rectangle like this. Now, how to draw the frustum of a pyramid will look like a trapezium. Okay, so from the middle square you draw the vertical projector from here till it meets the 20 millimeter height. Now from here you draw the height of the frustum of a square pyramid. It is given 60 millimeter, correct? You take this 60 millimeter, draw an horizontal line, and you extend the smaller the square till it meets the 60 millimeter line. Now this point you join it here, from this point you join it here, so it look like a trapezium like this. So this how you have to complete the top view as well as the front view. After this, so let me start the isometric projection. First let me draw the isometric projection of the base of the solid, that is square slab or the square block. So how to do this? You draw one horizontal projector line, take any one of the point, draw 30-degree line on either side of the point. Now on this, you take the side, that is 60 millimeter, any one of the side of this box, convert that into isometric scale. So this as the center, you cut on either side of your 30-degree line. Now after this, you draw 30-degree line in this direction, 30-degree line in this direction, wherever it meets, you're going to get this point. That means the base of your square, the box or the square slab is ready. So after this, after construction of base, what is the height of the square? The block is given 20 millimeter. From this, all the 4 1, 2, 3, 4 points of your square block, you draw a vertical line like this, 1, 2, 3, and 4, such that this vertical line should be equal to isometric 20. That is the height of your square, the box or the block. Okay. So after cutting it 20 isometric the length, now you join these points, so you're going to get one more square. So this completes the isometric position of the your square block, that is a base solid. After this, above this, so we need to place the uh, square frustum of a square pyramid. How to do it? First, you draw the center of the face of your square block by drawing the diagonals. How to do it? Let me show you here. Draw the diagonals to get the center of the face of your square block. After doing this, so you're all familiar with this the method. You draw 30-degree line in this direction and 30-degree line in this direction. Draw this 30-degree line in both the direction, all the four sides. After drawing the 30-degree line, four sides, so you take the second square, that is the square 40 millimeter square, that is the square, the side of your frustum of a square pyramid, and take half of that, convert that into isometric scale. You cut it on all the 430-degree line. After cutting it, from this point you draw a 30-degree line or parallel to this. From this point you draw a 30-degree line or parallel to this line. From this point you draw a 30-degree line or parallel to this. From this point you draw a 30-degree line or parallel to this. So after this, you're going to get one more square here. So which is nothing but your base of your frustum of a square pyramid, which is nothing but base of the frustum of a square pyramid. So that means base of the square, the frustum of a square pyramid is ready. Now only the top face I have to get it. How to do this? What is the height of your square pyramid he has given? Frustum of a square pyramid, 60 millimeter or 65, you check it out. So to draw that, what you have to do it? From the center, you draw a vertical line. From the center, you draw a vertical line, and this vertical line you cut the isometric height of your frustum of a cone. You take isometric height of the frustum of a cone and cut it here. So I will be getting a center here. Now after getting the center, you draw. After getting the center, you draw 30-degree line in this direction and 30-degree line in this direction. So after drawing this 30-degree line, so the inner small square you take, that is 20 millimeter square, half of that you take and convert that into isometric scale. That half of that means 10 millimeter. Isometric scale means 8 millimeter, 8.16 millimeter. Okay, you take that and cut it on all the four 30-degree sides of the 30-degree line. After doing this, from all this point you draw the 30-degree line. From this point you draw a 30-degree line or parallel to this. From this point you draw a 30-degree line in this direction or parallel to this. From this point you draw a 30-degree line in this direction or parallel to this. From this point you draw a 30-degree line like this or parallel to this. Once you draw all these lines, so inside whatever the square you are getting it, so this is the square of the top face of your frustum of a square pyramid what we are looking for. So you'll go to get this four corners, correct? Now as usual, all the corresponding corners of your base, the square to the top square, you have to join it. So how to do it? From this corner, top face corner to the bottom corner, you can join it. From this corner to this corner, you can join it. From this corner to this corner, you can join it. Similarly, from this corner to this corner, you can join it. If you do this, this completes the combination of this particular case, wherein a square block, above that the frustum of the square pyramid is placed. At the end, you see from the front which are all the visible edges that you can see those things only you have to the retain. The rest of the lines you can erase it. Exactly, it will look like this. The square block, above that frustum of a square pyramid which is placed. Okay, so this completes the today's the exercises.